Hello everyone, this is Jason White. I'm the CEO of Xi'an Famous Foods, Xi'an Mingchi. In this video, I'm going to show you how easy it is to make our hand-ripped noodles, 手扯 Biang Biang mian, using our meal kit, which is currently shipping nationwide. It's a great way to have a delicious, authentic Xi'an Famous Foods meal anywhere while having fun preparing it yourself with family or with friends. Kids freaking love this stuff, by the way. We offer multiple hand-ripped noodle meal kits, so the contents may differ a little depending on which one you order. But in this video, I'm just going to focus on the common parts of all of our hand-ripped noodle kits. The parts that have to do with the actual noodles and the base ingredients to go with the noodles. In each box, we have an instructions paper, recipe, which detail how to prepare your meal kit. So be sure to have that in hand and review it before you start. Now, let's unpack the items we'll be working with to make the noodles. We have the scallions and the celery pieces. I've washed and diced them into smaller pieces here. You want to split each celery rib into thinner pieces before slicing. I have a piece of cabbage here. The root is here, you just have to cut it off. And then you want to cut the cabbage into bite-sized pieces, such as these, and then wash them. We have prepared noodle dough pieces, which are what noodles are pulled from. I've taken out pieces, 2 pieces to be exact, to set at room temperature to be warm and soft enough to pull. And if you're gonna let them sit at room temperature for a while, you might wanna cover them with clear wrap or lather them with more vegetable oil so the pieces won't get dry. We have the XFF noodle sauce, which is one of our many proprietary sauces composed of mostly soy sauce and black rice vinegar. I have mine in a bowl here, and we're gonna use that later on when we're finishing the noodles. Along with our chili oil, it creates the spicy and sour 酸辣 taste found in many Xi'an dishes. We have the XFF chili oil, our famous proprietary chili oil based on family recipes that goes in pretty much all of our dishes to create the fragrantly spicy 香辣 taste profile Xi'an foods are known for. I usually put my chili oil in a jar for easy access. Now, depending on what meal kit you order, you may have some meat or protein that you need to prepare. For beef and pork meal kits, they're already cooked, so you just need to heat them up. For the spicy cumin lamb meal kit, you have to cook the meat first. For the hot oil seared noodles, you don't have any meat, so you don't need to prepare any. Please check your recipe instructions paper for details for your specific kit. Noodles must be pulled right before they are to be eaten. So right before it's time to cook and eat, make sure you have a big pot of boiling water on the stove ready for the noodles before you pull. The noodles must be dropped into boiling water, not just hot water. I have my water boiling on the stove already, so I'm ready to pull. Take 2 pieces of dough, as each standard portion uses 2 pieces. If you have trouble separating the pieces of dough for any reason, try to find the lines that separate them, and then pull them apart along them. If you can't find the lines at all, just take a knife and cut into new pieces along the same direction as where the lines would be. Now we're going to put these 2 pieces like this, flat out like that, on the counter. And then we're going to grab a rolling pin. You could use any cylindrical shaped object to help roll your noodles into flatter shapes. You could use a bottle, you could use, I've seen many different things, but anything works. So just take this and just roll these pieces into bigger, flatter pieces of rectangles. They don't have to be very, very thin, but just bigger, like about this size. 3" by 5", a little beyond that is fine as well. So afterwards, you're gonna take your roller again and then make an indent across the long way of the pieces. This helps to guide the shape of the noodles once you start pulling them so that they remain straight. So here's what it looks like. There's a line here and it's kind of long like this. So now we're ready to pull. I'm going to grab a piece like this with my fingers in the back and my thumbs in the front. I'm going to hold on to them just tightly enough so that they won't fall on my hands while I pull them. You don't have to pinch them too hard. You shouldn't pinch them too hard. Otherwise, you're going to make holes. So I'm going to start pulling these apart just past shoulder width. And at this point, I'm going to start swinging up and down, slapping on the work counter. That sound you hear is Biang. That's why these noodles are called Biang Biang noodles. Once they are about 4 to 5 feet, about this long, they're ready to be split apart, ripped apart basically, and then put into the pot. So at this point, you're gonna grab the middle and just split it in half. All right. And then you don't have to rip it all the way, just enough so that they still remain together, but all the way ripped. Now drop these into the pot right away. Now we're gonna do the second one very quickly. So again, pick it up with your fingers like this, your thumb like that, not pinching too hard. Pull apart, start slapping. Now you don't have to do anything crazy with these. You don't have to dance with it. You don't have to jump with it. You know, just keep it simple. The traditional way is just to slap it this way. You can have some fun with it, but I've seen stores, I've seen other restaurants where they do this and they actually like dance with it. It makes me think if you have to dance to sell your noodles, then how good are your noodles? Anyways, let's do this real quick. Like that though, that's acceptable. So once the noodles are in the pot, you want to take some tongs or other similar tools, chopsticks are okay, and just stir them a little bit so they don't stick to each other. At this point, you also want to drop in the cabbage so that they can cook together with the noodles. We're going to let these guys boil for about 3 minutes to 5 minutes, depending on how strong the stove is or how thick your noodles are, among other factors. The noodles should look less white and shiny and a little bit translucent on the surface once it's done. So once the noodles are ready, fish them out using a spider net or tongs, draining out most of the water, and then set them into a mixing pot or a mixing bowl. This is when you add the diced scallions and diced celery and your noodle sauce here into the pot, and follow the other steps as well according to recipe card. So I'm going to leave it off here for now. Please make sure to check out my other upcoming videos, which will show you how to prepare other meal kits and more. Have fun and enjoy.